Welcome to Journey TV. I'm your host, Yvette Craddock. Journey TV is a series of programs dedicated to exploring cultural diversity in the corridor. Each episode features the personal stories of local residents who share their challenges and contributions to enrich the corridor's cultural climate. They share their stories with the intention that we collectively increase our understanding, acceptance, tolerance, and respect for each other. Their personal stories may be their individual journeys, but their individual journeys represent those of many. We are the many.
Since we've been born, we don't know the peace. Only the peace maybe when we are here.
Ésaïe Toïngar and his wife Bridget are originally from Chad, Africa. The country of Chad has been a bloody battleground for decades. Although its bloodshed and revolt is akin to Rwanda, very little is publicized about the Chad civil wars.
The war started in the north of Chad because it was people of the north that went to the rebellion, and it took some years from 1965 until 1982 before, even before that, there was peace agreement that they came out, and then they prepared themselves, and the war started in Jamena. That is where it affected all the areas. And then in 1982, the war reached our area. We were from south. And it was, I don't know if you heard about Black September, but if in Chad they talk about Black September, that is a horrific moment. Many praise, churches, many people have been killed. They burned them alive, and it was a bad moment. It was during that time that I carried the gun at the age of 13 and 8 months. And then there was a process of negotiation. We came out. Once we came out, some months later, they started killing our leaders. So some people, they run to go to bush again. And during that time, they put us already with the government forces. They use us to fight others, and it was a hard moment, but I was blessed that I escaped, and through the way that I escaped, I don't know, but it's God that helped me through those hard moments.
Did you lose a lot of family members?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ésaïe and Bridget's sadness is palpable. The scars of repeated personal loss from the war are still etched on their hearts.
I remember I was young at that time, but they went to our village, our original village, and people were praying. That was on Sunday, and they surprised them, so they surrounded the church, and they killed most of people there. And people that were killed, some that still not dying yet, they're still alive. They tried to record them, the voice, and bring it back to the city, and they laugh about it. So it's heartbreaking.
It is hard to see your loved one, to see your mom, your daddy, your brother, someone come just for nothing. The person is tortured before he was killed. And when this happened at your presence, it affects you, and it takes some time.
We do not have anybody to rescue us, so for us we thought it's how the life is going to be, so we have to tolerate everything that is happening to us. every day in the morning when you wake up, you have to thank God that you are still alive. When you are going to bed, you don't know what's going to happen at night. So that's why in my country and most of African countries, when we wake up in the morning, we have to look at the door at your neighbor. Kuku, are you there? You know, making sure that he's still alive, that nothing happened to him. And we take it like a culture. So yeah, it's difficult.
So community, family is community, community is family.
Exactly.
In African cultures. Their tight-knit family and village ties survive by staying apart and developing intricate communication systems to keep them connected. After living every day of their lives in a state of unknowing, their only chance of having a truly fulfilling and peaceful life was to petition for relocation to a new home. In this case, America.
We had an interview. We went through some physical exams by physicians that are qualified. They just took us pictures, and those pictures, they send it here to the United States, and then they send it to immigration. They send us ticket, and then there's an organization, they call it OIM. From Africa, they sent someone to Nigeria. So that person took us to the airport. When we arrived in France, there was another agent of OIM that was waiting for us. From there, we came to the United States. The same thing in New York. There was someone there that was waiting for us. They gave us a work permit, permanent work permit. And then the lady took us now to one center. And it was from there that they opened our envelope. Okay, you will go to Iowa. These people will go to Connecticut, like that. After she said, okay, we will come to Iowa, there was a problem of weather, and we missed our airplane. I was with a family from Ivory Coast, and none of us spoke English. So it was a hard time. They gave us another airplane that we used, that took us to St. Louis. And it was late already. So we stayed there. We didn't know what to do. I had 15 naira, which would be maybe 2 or 3 cents USA. That was the only money that I had. The other family did not have money. We tried to sit down at the airport, and they told us not to sit down. The lady stood up with her young baby, and we walked around. It was like we were lost. So after that, there was one guy from Togo that he worked at the airport of St. Louis. So I think he was security guy. And he saw us when the police came to talk to us. He said, because of me, he would help all of us. He just told me that, and I didn't know why he said that. So he said, just walk around. At 10:30 p.m., I will take you to my house, and then I will take you back to the airport early in the morning. And he bought chicken, so once we reached his house, he cooked that night for us. We ate that chicken during the night with bread, and early in the morning he gave me $20. He said, okay, when we came to the airport, if no one was around to welcome us, we can use that money to call. The airplane came, we moved to Sioux City. Fortunately, people were there, they welcomed us, and they took us to our different apartment, and it was there that we started our new life.
Their strength to persevere and steadfast courage to embark upon their journey is a testament of their strong faith, a faith that assured them of new opportunities despite expected challenges.
When I first arrived, the apartment that they rented for me, when I came in, I opened the refrigerator. They opened the refrigerator. I saw food, bananas and many other things. And this gave me emotion. It took me back during the time that the water that I was drinking was full with mud. I ate the root of trees to survive. Sometimes we gathered the leaves of trees just to make like a sauce without any other things to drink, just to survive. So this gave me a big emotion. And I was still thinking about even I was eating, sometimes I just stop and thinking a little bit about those that I left behind me. Either they are my relatives or they are not. I was thinking about them, and there was nothing I could do.
The biggest shock was homesickness, because it's still, I miss my people. And I feel like tomorrow I'm going to see them, the next day I'm going to see them. Never happened. I watch the TV, nothing like mango tree or anything passed through the TV. So I'm always in shock. It's tough, and I realize also that people work too much here. So there's no way we sit down like that to, have a good life like in Africa. People like to be in a family.
Once their family became adjusted, Ésaïe was able to find work to achieve his goal of being a self-sustaining person. Before he got there, he learned a few important lessons about American work culture.
I asked for applications, and one thing that I noticed here, even they knew they will not give you a job. You ask for application, they will give you. And with the problem of culture, for me, when someone gives you application, that means the person will give you a job. I had problem of communication. I couldn't communicate with other electricians. And sometime I was in my office, and they said maintenance dial, maintenance dial. I didn't know what to mean dial. When I learned English, I could come back. From there, I work, and I work hard. My supervisor was not honest with me. He said if I reach that target, they will increase my money. So I work hard to even go more than the target that they gave me. And they couldn't increase my money. And I was shocked. I wrote a letter to the manager, and the manager, my supervisor, came to me why I wrote a letter to his boss and other things like that. And I don't know, for some reason, they met and then nothing happened.
Lessons in tow, Ésaïe and Brigitte and their children relocated to Cedar Rapids, Iowa, where Ésaïe is employed by Rockwell Collins, a global company known for its best practice standards in onboarding diverse employees, such as immigrants.
As workforce demographics are shifting, diversity becomes a business imperative versus a business choice.
If the corridor is to continue its regional and global roles in today's economy, these choices need to be addressed and implemented with an exacting strategy and measured with attrition and wellness metrics, such as the program that Rockwell Collins implements worldwide.
Once an employee accepts our offer, we have the leader reach out to that employee to be available to answer any questions, because many times these employees are moving in to the area and they may not know where to go for an apartment or a house. And so when they can have that connection early on with their leader, that helps them feel comfortable. Then once they're in the door, they go through a pretty extensive onboarding process, and that includes a very detailed employee roadmap that they follow. It also includes an assignment to a department buddy per se. That buddy will help them with maybe some of the trickier cultural navigation that they need to do within Rockwell Collins.
Well, we also encourage our leaders to take on 2 leadership engagement activities throughout the year. where they can directly have dialogue with their teams. And it's very interesting how sometimes we will see the collaboration between the leader and the employee, and then also tie that into the community through our resource groups.
What are some of the greatest challenges to building the culture that you have built and continue to refine and develop?
I would say that we look at that challenge from an individual basis. One of the most difficult things to do around diversity is help individuals have self-awareness relative to their role in our diversity and inclusion journey. Looking at, from a personal standpoint, what is my diversity journey? What role can I play in helping Rockwell Collins accelerate in our corporate diversity and inclusion journey? And really getting to the heart of it, going below the waterline, helping people understand what their values are, if they have biases, what are their stereotypical views, and what does that mean or look like in the workplace? Are there some blind spots that you are not aware of that might be preventing you from doing all of the necessary behaviors that we need you to show up every day to help people feel valued and respected?
What does a corridor need to have in order for Rockwell Collins to retain employees who come from other countries and cultures? How do you help them assimilate to the corridor?
We're going to have to think differently. We need to reevaluate our human capital strategies.
We have to connect our employees to the community, but we also know that we have to reach beyond our community to find that talent. We reach out into the marketplace and we leverage a number of external partners. So we work with organizations like Diversity Focus and others so that we can connect our people with arts and culture, schools for the families who come and work at Rockwell Collins. So really it's taking a bigger picture, a broader look, a more holistic approach.
Implementing these types of workplace best practices are essential to eliminating the repetition of stories like Usamana Casal's real-life experience as an employee in the corridor. Usamana, or Vinny as he is affectionately called by many, is an immigrant from Liberia who has made his home in Iowa since 1975. His work life here hasn't been easy or pleasant at times.
My co-workers, mostly females, would say to me during our break, lunchtime, you know, we noticed that you dress well. Did you learn to dress over there or here? I said, this is my way of life, you know. Anyway, some ways, did you live in trees? And I go, no, I didn't. I climbed trees, but I didn't live in trees. And some would say, where did you learn to do this? Someone asked, do you have tails? And it was disturbing at the time, and I kept wondering, you know, why they ask all these questions? Are they doing it just to be mean? And over conversations with them, I realized that they did not know anything. They didn't know anything about the culture, so I had to explain to them what it was about. I got a brother that lived in New Jersey, and I would be visiting him, and one of the things that we would be doing is going to New York, riding the subway, and just going uptown Manhattan, and just doing different things, you know, and they said, wow, New York, aren't you afraid? No. I say, it's fun. Well, I haven't been to New York. You kidding me? No. And then somebody said, I haven't even been to Des Moines. And they live right in Cedar Rapids or surrounding communities. And okay. Now I see where the education come in. Start telling them things. So I befriended them and start telling them things and told them they need to get out. You know, the more you get out, the more you see. And then I explained to them that one of the ways you learn other people's culture is by asking questions, you know.
Sure.
And so it was a cultural shock for me, I guess for them also. I left them with the impression that I was teaching them. I was not trying to belittle them and saying, you know, you don't know anything and you not worth being talked about. I talk to everybody because I get involved in everything.
As a person who endeavors to leave a positive impression on others, there is one situation in which others left an
I noticed I was the last person to enter the shop. And when I entered the shop, all the electricians, some of the apprentices too, they were all wearing pillowcases like the Ku Klux Klan, and they say, trick or treat.
Do we really want for this type of behavior to exist in the corridor? What personal responsibility will we each take to eliminate ignorance and prejudice from our communities? We might want to try Vinny's approach, which has earned him lifelong relationships with a variety of people.
This is a two-way street. If you were traveling to their culture, their native land, you would want to be welcome and treated right. So you do the same thing. Treat people as you want to be treated, the golden rule, I guess. Even in the workplace, you go to a new job, your co-workers there should be able to welcome you, make you feel happy, and make you want to stay. They don't welcome you with open arms. 9 out of 10, you don't stay. You'll quit in a heartbeat because you're not welcome. And that's just what life is all about.
That assimilation process is continuous. Throughout the years, Ésaïe and Bridget have made multiple adjustments living in America and in Iowa, far from their native homeland of Chad.
We could say that we went through a lot. Coming to the United States with any knowledge of English, having children, and trying to improve our life. It was not easy, but we thank God that some of we were able to get some degrees here. And even if we do not have a position that can help us to have a stable life, we really thank God, and we really thank people of Iowa.
Despite a life filled with inconceivable hardships and unimaginable horrors, both Ésaïe and his wife Bridget have bright spirits, radiate love, and freely express their compassion and concern for humanity. These experiences and their strong Christian faith are the catalyst for Ésaïe launching the nonprofit organization
Journey to Forgiveness and Peace.
Now we are in the position where we can help others not to go through what we went through. And we are in a position where we can also share our struggles with Americans as well as immigrants to see how we can make our community much better.
I climbed aboard, and it's been an adventure of its own type. I've learned a whole lot, come to respect the lives of people I've met. So.
An understanding and respect of people's nuances, choices, backgrounds is something that Brigitte and Ésaïe have passed down to their children. It starts with an understanding of the golden rule and a simple introductory formula to establish common denominators.
First, I tell them my name. I learn their names, figure out what they like, and they figure out what I like, and we try to do things together. The way I help others understand my culture is the way we eat and what we do there, like the games we do for fun. People might misunderstand like how we celebrate things.
Okay, what's an example? Please?
Like Christmas and New Year's, we don't celebrate them separate.
We celebrate it like that,
But
in Africa, it will just be all smushed together like a long party, like probably for a week or something.
I help people understand stuff as they don't know.
One thing that they are incredibly sure of is what they've learned from their parents.
We should help other people understand they can make a difference in the world. They can do something just small, but to other people it will be big.
I think that even if you're young, you can still make a big difference.
We can all make a big difference. Iowa has made a difference to the Toïngars. The Toïngars are making a difference to Iowa.
approach us, as well as we immigrants will approach you. And together we will learn from each other. Especially we refugees, we see Iowa as our homeland now. And we would like to know more about Iowa. We would like to know more about the culture, communication. This will help us to integrate our new society.
I think Iowans are great people. And since we've been here in Iowa, I feel myself always home because people are really nice. I get out there, we get along fine, and our neighbors are great. They make us feel home. So I really thank Iowans, and I always tell myself and my family that I think Iowa is a safe area to raise kids, even though it's not as busy as others. I wouldn't even look for any busy state, because I find Iowa very, very, very nice, and people of Iowa are nice. So I'm proud of being an Iowan today.
Just as Ésaïe said, the corridor's immigrants of all backgrounds are here to make a new way for themselves and their families. They are here to find a house and make a home that extends to their co-workers, church members, volunteer associates, and the community at large. When all is said and done, Eastern Iowa is everyone's home. Let's make everyone feel at home, warm, safe, respected, and loved.